tech.
Okay.
I'm not used to these things. Traveling tech. No one's used to this time, so it works. It's
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and take us away?
Hi, everyone. I'm Joanna, and this is my colleague, Ryan, and we are coming from actually our Washington, D.C. office.
That's right.
At a different time, 10 o'clock Eastern time, 9 o'clock Central time, to have our unauthorized caucus.
An unauthorized time,
yes.
too. It's a double unauthorized. You get a 2-for-1 today. We're not charging extra for that.
Because we actually are traveling back today from Washington, D.C. to St. Louis we just had a work event, which we will get to that in a couple of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are joining us today and you're actually watching the live stream right now, go ahead and like this video. If you haven't had a chance to, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can share this out with your friends and family on Facebook, Twitter. You can send the link on YouTube, however you want to do it. And also, if you have any questions, definitely leave those in the comments below, and we will be watching for them and we'll answer them as we can. The last few weeks, we've been talking a lot about our Eagle Council, and we just had that last Saturday. It went really, really well. We had a great turnout, great speakers, awesome time to connect with people. One thing I kept hearing about was how great it is to be back in person with each other, having live events, getting to connect, share business cards, brainstorm, whatever the case might be. It was just all around a really great time.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a lot of good people there. It was incredibly fun. It was very informative. It was kind of nice. It was a good close-knit group. It felt a lot like some of the old days of different meetings I've been to with Phyllis, where there was just a lot of good meeting going on. You know, someone wanted to stand up. If anyone's interested in joining this group, we need some help. You know, oh, okay. And then everyone comes over, gets a business card. There are little unauthorized caucuses going on all over because people were connecting and finding folks who were like-minded, interested in the same things. And it really was it was a really neat time. So I hope you were there. If you weren't, this is an annual event. Obviously, the last couple of years have looked different because of all the COVID protocols and what hotels were and weren't willing to do, but we are back to it. And I can't see us ever going away from it again. In person is the way to go. And next year, we'll make sure everyone knows as soon as we know.
If you missed it as well, we will be sharing some of the videos, some of the sessions from our event last Saturday on our YouTube channel. Over the next few weeks, those videos will be coming out, so stay tuned for that. If you're not on our email list, go ahead and subscribe to our email list. You can do that at phyllisschlafly.com, and we will definitely be letting people know when those videos are available from Eagle Council last Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be putting them out, and we'll make sure you know. Another thing that you'll be able to partake in as well is our patent event. Every year.
Do you want to let them know why we're here in D.C.?
For the patent event. That's what I was about to say. Every year, I was about to wind up. You gotta let me. It's early in the morning, okay? Give me a minute. No, I'm kidding. Every year here in DC, we host a patent briefing and dinner celebrating inventors, intellectual property rights, why those things matter, and that's what we were here for this week. It was being filmed and photographed as well, so there's going to be lots of media that you'll be able to see and kind of partake in after the fact here, and I'm glad to be able to share that with you. But we just wanted to take a minute and talk about this. We talked a lot about Eagle Council, but this one, obviously it wasn't the biggest event, the biggest crowd from all over the country, kind of like Eagle Council draws, but we wanted to take a minute and slow down. Patents is really kind of one of those events that is almost off the radar for a lot of people because it just seems such a little geeky, wonky policy niche over here, when in fact, it is so incredibly important. It is the foundation of American prosperity, really, if you look at the fact that America was really one of the first countries to constitutionally protect the right of inventors to have the fruits of their labor. And like we talked about last night, this isn't necessarily, this is yours and only you can use it. The interesting curve on patents is it's a right of exclusivity. You can exclude others from using it if you so choose. You have that period of time. So it's really neat. But what I love about this, not only did Phyllis Schlafly have a long history of defending patent rights and the freedom of inventors, but she understood how wildly tied in to not just a lot of traditional issues you see, but into all of America. If it weren't for our innovative underpinnings here that allowed for this kind of exploration and adventure, and it rewarded that we wouldn't be the prosperous and incredibly technologically advanced country we are today. You think about it. I know I've read books on this before, how, human history progressed for thousands and thousands of years with these small leaps. And then all of a sudden, in 200 years, we went from horse-drawn carriages to men walking on the surface of the moon. And that happened largely out of America. And even if other countries got in on it, Sputnik, the Russians sent something into orbit first, the race was on because Americans led the way of innovation. Why is that? It's not because Americans and people who live here are inherently superior beings to anyone else. That's certainly not it. It's because we had a societal, a governmental, a legal, and an economic system that fostered creativity and said, you can come up with a way to do this better, faster, do something new, and you can profit from it. You can get the fruits of your labor and rewards. That was so cool. And it led us to where we are now in America. So Phyllis loved to talk about this because it is a fundamentally American thing. And we love to talk about it because when we get here, it's a weird crowd.
It is.
I mean, there's policy people, there's political people.
Very nice.
Everyone's
nice
lovely.
Crowd.
But what's weird about it is that you're sitting in a room where there's a panel full of uber conservatives, some folks who are kind of liberal, some moderates, Democrats, Republicans. It doesn't really matter. Whoop, we're going to have to...
you can see us in a moment.
You'll see us in a moment, folks. This is what we get for doing live events right after a live event. But what's so cool about this is that you will continue to see some absolutely incredible people from all over the spectrum, because this issue doesn't just matter to conservatives or to liberals, to Republicans or to Democrats. This issue matters to all sorts of people. I think we're back on there. We'll see.
Yep. We're on.
All right. Welcome to the magic behind the camera, where the microphone batteries do. This is really neat because you got a room full of people who kind of look around, and everyone always kind of tenuously says, I know, like, you're a Republican, I'm a Democrat, I don't agree with so-and-so on this, but as much as I don't like the orange man, Trump's administration did great things for us in the patent and intellectual property community. So they're very honest because this issue is so important to them. So it's really interesting to get this big crowd of people together that under normal circumstances in American politics today, we wouldn't talk or be in the same room. But this issue really kind of bridges the gap, because if you get it, you get it. And Phyllis Schlafly got it. And that was so unique and cool about her, is that she hit all of the issues, some of which were kind of obscure. So we think it's a really worthwhile, interesting, and awesome thing that students should know about, that good grassroots conservatives, which is a lot of what we talk to, should know about. And it's something that we're going to be happy to share with you. So there were a couple of panels in the afternoon that went on for a while with some Q&A, an evening session last night with Congressman Louis Gohmert, which most of us know him for more political things on the House floor, but he understands, especially as a judge as well, even though I think he was in a criminal court, he still understands the legalities behind this, why it's so fundamental and important. So,
and just a fun group of people. They're literally having competitions on who has the most patents. And they were discussing that last night. And it was just like during our actual dinner, we had a keynote speaker, and they were just even interacting during that time, just joking with each other on who had the most patents. It was a really fun group. We also had 3 recipients of the Phyllis Schlafly Friend of American Invention Award, and that was Representative Byron Donalds, Representative Louis Gohmert, and then Joseph Allen. They all received, again, the Phyllis Schlafly Friend of American Invention Award. Phyllis also wrote much on patents and went and spoke about that a lot. We actually have a volume, Phyllis Schlafly Speaks Volume 4, about patents and invention. So if you've never had a chance to check out that book, that's available on our website. I sent a link to you. I don't know if you could share that with the folks.
I'll put the link down here.
Just click on that themselves. But that is something, if this is something that you're interested in, this book would definitely be worth your while on getting.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, we're on the road here. Like I said, we've got to head back. So we're going to have a lot of things to share. I'll encourage you again, like Joanna said at the beginning, go to phyllisschlafly.com. Please sign up for our email list, because there is where we're going to send out the notification first on the photos and the videos, especially as they come out of this, so that you'll be able to partake in some, if not all, of the conversations that we had last night here in DC and last Saturday in St. Louis. It's been a busy week. But I want to leave us on a giveaway. Can we do a giveaway?
Yes.
Okay, pop quiz giveaway. The book that I just put down there, Phyllis Schlafly Speaks Volume 4, I want to send you a free copy of that if you can be the first person to email us with the correct answer. What is the only use? What is it referring to? What is the only referred to used reference to the word right in the Constitution proper? The only time in the Constitution proper that the word right is used is in reference to what right? Email us, info@phyllisschlafly.com. You get to us first. We're going to hit you back and ask for your mailing address, and we're going to get you a free copy of this book so that you too can learn what Phyllis Schlafly knew about patents, why they're so important, not only to inventors, but to all Americans and to the wonderful society we live in of technological marvels and prosperity. So that was our night. We wanted to talk a little bit about it. It got overshadowed, but I wanted to share it. So email us, info@phyllisschlafly.com. First one, the first and only use of the word right in the Constitution proper. What right is it referring to?
Okay. We look forward to getting your emails. Thank you so much for joining our Unauthorized Caucus at an unauthorized time.
In an unauthorized location. We talked about flipping the camera around, because if you've watched any of our live streams, you've seen this background before at some of our virtual events. The other side of the room is far less nice looking, but more interesting, because that's where all the magic happens. But we can't show all of our secrets. So we stuck with the bookshelf with all of Phyllis's works.
Really just a copier back there, but
it's true.
That's okay. But we will see you all again next week. Not the same time.
Not the same place.
Not the same place. We'll be back in St. Louis at the normal time. But join us again next